Video quality is gonna be good. He teaches low-level programming C++, the Cherno project. Sounds like pretty good. Is he game development or just... Maybe this is what game development's lacking. Oh no, game engine.
The Cherno project.
No, I haven't heard of this guy.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is...
No, I haven't heard of him. I'll have to look at this. I guess it is game development. I don't really see him like in the searches or anything, but it looks pretty like he's covering some good shit. Yeah, I know, right?
23,000 subscribers.
What happened to the Kickstarter? I donated $50 2 years ago. Nothing happened to Kickstarter. We're still working on it. We're late, but it's not going anywhere. This is, I mean, like, we're doing live streams like this basically around the game. Unfortunately, my fucking team isn't here, and it's been vacation, so, like, don't have a whole lot to show on that front. But I'm about to get into some of the shit I did do. But yeah, I mean, like, that's what this is still about. This is still all about Elysian Shadows.
Broadcast is offline.
Really?
Oh, wait. What? No. Twitch machine got unplugged.
What the fuck does that mean? It says Twitch fucked.
I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, it's offline.
God damn it. Okay. What's on?
I mean, it turned off, then it came back on. Now it's turned off again. But
yeah, because I just turned it off this time. It should be
turned off, then it came back on. Now it's turned off again. But...
Shit. Yeah, because I just turned it off. All right. What's up, Jacob?
All right. We back on stream?
Yeah.
Okay. So pretty much what I've been working on since Faco's got the new combat API is everything's unified through a central combat behavior. All our enemies are based off that.
Yeah.
So no more split script.
So yeah, shit's been broken for a little bit because shit's been broken for a little bit because we really had to take a step back and centralize some shit and rework some of the API because that apparently we've had a lot of trouble with not breaking combat from not having that kind of API. So basically, I rewrote not rewrote, but I made a very finalized high level API that we were trying to hook everything back into. So it looks like we're almost back where we were with that API. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, if you guys were here, who the fuck is Dominique Toretto? If you guys were here, remember Patrick made these fucking amazing looking normal maps, and then I loaded it in, and it was all fucked up. So the game looks like shit right now because we don't want to enable dynamic lighting because the normal mapping is fucked up, and our graphic artist ran off on vacation.
Oh, dude, let me see that shit.
Fucked us up.
I don't know if I can zoom in.
Also,
you could enable it, but it looks fucked.
On the Hangouts, all I can see is your mob crush.
Dude, I can't do anything about that, man. Like, I can't juggle Hangouts and the stream. Like, if you guys aren't watching the stream, there's nothing I can do. Like,
no.
Like that. Sorry, that's not my job, man. Like, I have to work on showing 10 things on screen. So yeah, I'm making sure people on the stream can see it, but there's nothing I can do about that. Keep going.
So well, one thing we wanted to do was make it to where anybody on the team could make enemies and pretty much add from selection view without actually having to go into the scripts. So
right,
I've been going in and working on it and getting the
that data orientation.
Yep. So it's parameterized now to where you actually have the move sets.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's
good. So first off, you have this flag, which is static enemy, and if it's false, then the first move should always be moving. And if it's true, then of course the enemy won't move.
Oh, okay.
And then you have your enemy type. So it references our huge table that we have of all the sound effects for each different type of enemy.
Okay.
And then, of course, the move list, what I want to eventually work towards is bring it to where we have decision weights, to where it's just it's more likely that they'll default to this one. But since Lua's random function's fucked up, it's Lua wide, not just this, but we have it to where it's you just iterate through the moves and you say how you want it to step. So for right now, you'll bite, tail whip, and then you'll eventually heal for your last and final one. And I'll show that real quick. And spot.
Hey, Rusty. Rusty. Boom. Yeah, you're right. You pay money, I look up wherever the fuck you want me to look up. Hey, I'll take it. That's me. That's me as a game developer. Ooh.
Then
I actually did not know who the fuck this was. Alright, continue.
3 strats.
I had no idea who the fuck that was. Okay. So, no, that looks really good. One thing I'm going to do for you is, you'll be able to pop, basically, additional selection views, right? So, with a table like that, you'll be able to pop other selection views, maybe select an entity or prefab, and you'll be able to drag and drop moves between them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To streamline making those kinds of tables. So that's coming, and that's also one reason we should definitely do this. Wait, this dude's name is Rusty Cock? I don't know why I thought it was Rusty like Chalk or something. My bad. Alright, Rusty Cock.
Let's see if I can get the combat move table. There we go. And then just close all these.
But no, that looks good. So, okay, back to what I was saying. You had a move set, which was like an array of moves, right? What
yes.
Also was the list of integers? What the fuck was that? Because is that not the same thing?
The list of integers is just like, it's like the sequence of the moves. Like, the moves are just like, if you can look at my screen, the combat move table, it's the actual function that performs the action. And the move list is just like it's your sequence of moves. So, let me get it loaded back up.
Like a queue of what moves you're doing in what order and shit?
Yes.
Okay, does it loop through that, or how the fuck does that work?
Yeah, it loops.
Kind of like a state machine or like a list of states. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. All right, I like it.
But that's what I was saying, like,
so that's what you've been working on, like, this last month and shit? That's cool. I mean, no, like, no complaints. Okay, that makes sense. That makes
auditing.
Sense. Yeah, no, I am. He's getting paid. But yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I knew he was doing something that was obviously more back-end. So yeah, like, starting, especially this month, dude, oh my god, I'm about to get my fucking Adderall refilled. I'm gonna rip the fucking shit out of this combat shit. It's gonna look great, and if Patrick does not get his fucking artist ass in this chat and finish those normal maps, we're gonna have a fucking problem. You'll see the public roasting of, what kind of PC setup does Falco have? What does he think of Alienware? Oh, dude, I'm not legit enough for Alienware. But, give me a sec, and I'll show you my setup. I was trying to download Google Hangouts so that I can show you on my phone. Like, I can take you around my room and shit like that. Oh, by the way, yes, Qt Creator, which is what I use it. It is, it's fantastic. It is not only for Qt programming, it is also for C and C++. Like, I use it for libgyro, and Elysian Shadows itself does not even use Qt, the engine. That's only for the toolkit. Like, when you buy the game and you get the engine, it doesn't have Qt within it. It's standalone. But, yeah, libgyro is also a plain C API. So, yeah, it handles C, C++, all that shit. Continue. Carry on. Oh, was that it?
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Okay, cool.
But I did want to, about the,
anything else?
The sequences and stuff. Yeah, like, doing move weights. What would be the best way about going that? It's almost like a Markov chain, if you remember that.
How do you mean doing move weights? Oh, yeah, you mean like a weight of which one should come, like a priority?
Yeah.
Or how do you mean, or actual delay between moves and shit?
Oh, no, like, the actual priority. Like, if you do a bite, then there's a 25% chance that you'll end up doing a tail whip next time, or, the...
Okay, right. I almost feel like maybe that should be a function programmatically to, like, recalculate weights or determine weights, or, like, after one fires, determine, like, how to modify the rest or something, you know what I mean? That might need to be more dynamic than just some, you know what I mean? Because you might have bosses with more complicated behaviors. I feel like that probably can't just be data-driven, if that makes sense.
All right. So
Okay.
So the weights would be a good idea. I'm asking.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, maybe hold off on implementing that. You know what I mean?
No, just writing it down.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. All right, I'm installing Google Hangouts on this bitch. But yeah, don't what you said about what kind of setup do I have? I'm about to show you. Also, that was as a video idea because I have like a super fucking. I can't even get into half this setup. I worked on it this weekend, but yeah. Basically, I have. I'm not on Windows. I'm sure you've noticed by now. I'm on a Mac. Oh my God! Hold on. I'm trying to find it. Okay. I think this is what I have. Okay, yeah, here's what. The Mac Pro, creativity on an epic scale. This bitch is like 6 core. It was like fucking. It was like so fucking expensive. This is seriously the only thing I bought for myself. Like, and it wasn't for myself. Like, dude, I was programming on a fucking 2013 MacBook Pro. Like, or no, 2010. You know, this thing was a complete piece of shit. Could barely run ES. This was the only thing I bought for myself with the Kickstarter. And I bought this because I needed, it has 2 GPUs, you know, for testing and shit. And it was also, it's insanely good for video editing for YouTube. So that's what I use as my main machine now. That was actually a Kickstarter purchase. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the comments. I just fucked them up. Oh, fuck. I have so many windows up now, I can't even tell where you guys are. Not here. Not here. Not, oh my God, sorry. Why is it just kept opening windows over and over. Okay, cool. Alright, questions. Oh, yes, the trash can PC, yes. Let me make sure that this is installed for, so it's going to show you. I also have like a big-ass, ugly-ass Linux machine that we use for automated builds, for repository source control, all that kind of shit, right? Yeah, the whole backend is Linux-based. I usually develop Mac, but every fucking person ever on the team uses Windows. And you guys just helped me, Macs aren't good for gaming. I'm not really a PC gamer. I don't really game on it. Like I'm a console gamer. I'm not really playing games on this. I'm developing games on it, which they're perfectly good for. Yeah, you can't upgrade the parts or anything. It's an insanely good development machine. It's so much easier to develop for this than Windows because it has like the entire Linux POSIX environment on it. To do anything like, in my opinion, useful or powerful or in any way remotely like compatible with Mac and Linux development environments, you basically have to install Cygwin on Windows, which I do, but like I don't use Visual Studio. I'm not part of that development scene. I use Qt Creator because it's super cross-platform, but I'm not a Microsoft compiler guy. We used to be, but not anymore. So yeah, it's not that weird that as a game developer I develop on a Mac. A lot of the best developers I know develop on a Mac. And I'm not pushing Mac, like honestly, like, Windows is the best at what it does. Linux is the best at what it does for development. Windows is the best at what it does for, like, gaming and for, like, application shit. Mac is actually not the best at anything. It's just this middleman between the fucking power of Linux and the user-friendliness of Windows. Like, it's where I prefer to be, like, regularly, you know what I mean? In Windows, I don't have enough power or control. Compiler, I use Qt Creator, which on Windows is MinGW. Unless you use Visual Studio, but fucking Visual Studio cannot compile C99, so I couldn't use the Microsoft compiler, even if I wanted to, because it's a piece of shit. MinGW on Windows, GCC on Mac, on Linux builds and Dreamcast builds, and then on Mac right now it's Clang, or whatever comes with Xcode, which is Clang. If that makes sense. Sorry, I'm trying to log into Google Hangouts. Someone had a really good question a minute ago that I will get around to. Actually, so it was always MinGW32 for years and years and years. I just barely updated Qt, and it finally has MinGW64. So I can now happily say MinGW64. Okay, how do I join the fucking hangout I'm in already? Shit.
I think you have to click on the link.
Shit.
Alright,
I've got Hangouts on the phone. How do I get into my shit? How do I get into my own Hangout that is currently ongoing? Hey, can one of you guys invite me to Hangouts on Google? Even though I'm in a Hangout right now. I kind of want to use Linux, but I'm tired of setting it up. I want every time I'm OCDing on a new dist, I use Mac since you're locked down and it kind of works like I want it to. Yeah, Linux, so I wouldn't do anything like, we have build server and all this complicated automation and shit. That's on a Mac, but Linux, I don't really fuck with it from a desktop environment perspective. I can just like SSH in there for my Mac and do what I need on Linux and then, go back. But we host our own private GitLab and Jenkins server and a bunch of stuff that definitely is better off being on Linux. Someone asked a good question. I forgot about which one it was. Didn't you guys ask what is a brief overview of what goes into integrating a language into your engine? That is a fucking loaded question. That's something that should be covered in a fucking game development series, which you never fucking see online. I'm going to fix that. A shitload goes into it. So I'll speak from Lua's perspective because most scripting languages are meant to be standalone, right? They are their own, like, is its own language in its own right. One of the reasons Lua is so well suited for this is this language was developed from the ground up for integrating with other with C and C++. So that being said, let me open up the fucking source code file. Open recent projects. So that being said, here's the Elysian Shadows development, like the entire code base. Right here, you'll notice Lua 5.2. Basically, I'm just compiling in the entire interpreter embedded within the project. And look how small the interpreter is. Like, this is a full-fledged programming language that I'm compiling with the project. Okay, once you do that, you have the interpreter. Cool. How do you load scripts and do shit with it? So that's when you want to go look at, Lua has what's called a C API. Go to Lua and look into the C API, and this is how you drive the embedded scripting engine or VM or interpreter within your engine. You have to like initialize it, and then once it's initialized, you can pass it a file, right, to like run a script, and then you can call functions within that script, and you can pass data to and from C and C++ to and from Lua, and it's all done with like a C API with like a stack. So calling C from Lua, basically like you just go to this site and look at their API or buy a book on it or something. The reference manual, this is 5.1 or whatever, but look. These are basically like, this is a shitty example. I'm trying to find the fucking real API. Oh, there we go. That's not it I'm looking for. That's the language itself, the C API, okay. So, oh my god, come on. Overview of the C API. Okay, never mind. So anyway, they have a whole list of fucking functions that the C API does, and like, see, this is how you like convert something from Lua to C into a bool, to a number, to a string, when you pass data back and forth, there's like this whole protocol you use and shit like that. But that's basically the gist of it. Like, it goes so much fucking deeper than that, especially in our engine with 50 bajillion layers of fucking templates and macros doing all of our shit for us automatically because we're ballers, but hopefully that will at least get you started. Now, when I make this video, eventually you'll see, where's Marcel? I don't fucking know. He doesn't want to hang out with us. He was in the chat before. He just doesn't want to be here. I don't fucking know. One of the things you'll see is that this is how you do it in Lua, and it looks like it's a lot of work, but Lua was literally designed for this kind of calling, interaction between your C engine and the Lua interpreter, right? One of the things that makes it so well suited is these other languages, they were not built with that kind of interaction in mind. So you're kind of hacking this full-fledged programming language that wasn't meant to talk to C and C++ in with C and C++, right? So I'll talk about that. But yeah, okay. So also don't get me wrong. Even though I usually develop on a Mac, that's part of what the build server does. Every time I commit my code to the server, the Linux server distributes it. It'll kick off a build on the Mac, on Windows, on Linux, and it will all build the game and all of them in parallel and run tests on it. It's like, it's not like Mac is the favorite build. As a matter of fact, it probably gets tested the least because everyone fucking else uses Windows. And now Kresna uses Linux, and like a lot of people are starting to use Linux. So I guess I'm the main one who tests the Mac. It's kind of funny. But yeah, ES is like very fundamentally cross-platform like that. That's how we manage that level of complexity. That's something I would like to talk about in videos, shit like that. Let's see. Any other questions? Oh. Holy fucking shit, we've been streaming for like an hour and a half. I did want to show some shit. So, I've been working on status defects, which I'm pretty happy with the way they're headed. Can't show you in-game because Jacob's working on shit that fucking broke everything, but from a code perspective, that's all I've been doing is combat shit in lieu of gameplay shit this week. Let me find it. Any other questions too? Because after that, I'll probably shut this bitch down. So, any other questions? Also, don't forget to join our Discord chat right here. This is where we all hang out every minute of every day. If you want to come in and like coding help is obviously we help you code, or help you code for the VMU. Tools is where we talk about like tools and shit. Like fucking any tools you want to talk about. Elysian VMU, whatever. Politics is where you fucking hate yourself. NSFW is like porn. I should not fucking click that. It's not really porn, but it's shit that you might not want your wife to see. But my wife sees it because we're cool like that. Except she still bitches me out. What the fuck is that? Like, I don't know. I didn't post it. What is it? Oh, yeah, that's a dick. Let's see. Where did this shit go? Sorry. Looking for the status effect. Okay, cool. Shit, where is Notepad Plus or Sublime, dude? Sublime. Okay. Please tell me this has all my work. Oh my god, where is all my shit? Or did I save all my fucking work? God damn it. Oh my god, now I don't remember which file I saved it in. You know what? It's okay, because I copied it into group chat, into team chat. Literally the entire file for no fucking reason, so... This was it. Let's see. I'm just going to like show you the rundown of the anatomy of a status defect in our engine, well, really in our scripting API. Okay, cool. Here we go. But might have to piss first. Were there any questions before I have to piss real quick? I know I lost that window. Hold on, I lost the window again. My bad.
What's your score on Stack Overflow? Do you ever spend time answering other people's questions on that site?
Wait, someone asked me that?
Yeah, in and out.
I lost the window again. Oh, what's your score on Stack Overflow? Oh, dude, I don't use Stack Overflow. I mean, well, I guess sometimes if I look up some shit and it has what I need, but like, dude, a lot of shit on Stack Overflow is like fucking pathetic. Like, I'm getting so fucking sick of seeing people ask like low-level C or C++ questions, and people go, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be worrying about things like that. That to me is disgusting, and seeing that kind of shit as the #1 thumbs-up thing, like literally trying to shame someone for one, trying to write optimal code, two, trying to like understand things, that is disgusting to me. And when I see that shit on Stack Overflow, like, oh my god, man, it enrages me.
I remember when
some of these people should be ashamed of themselves. Or like, I'll see questions like, how do you enable real-time scheduling on Linux? Why would you ever want to do that? You should not ever want to do that. #1 uprated. That is disgusting. Okay, that is like anti-intellectual. That is anti-everything that site is supposed to be about. So I don't know, Stack Overflow.
My favorite was whenever, like back in the day, when it was like, literally in the question, no boost answers, and it would be like the fucking approved answer or whatever would be like, oh, just use boost, It's like, fuck you. I don't
Jesus
want fucking
Christ, fuck
boost.
that. Yeah, I hate those fucking answers. How's work at AMD? I don't want to talk too much publicly about my job. It's okay. Like, there's so much of a learning curve. I'm not as productive as I would like to be at work, and I'm honestly, like, a little bit not that happy because, you know, it's different when you're writing your own massive code base and you have, like, all this creative control over making it fucking amazing versus where all you're doing is bug fixing other people's code, you know, like mistakes.
And the difference between OpenGL and DirectX.
No, that has nothing to do with it. DirectX 12 is way better than OpenGL.
Well, I'm here at the game shop.
Cool.
I got the prices. You want me to read them out?
Dude, not on the live stream, man. Like,
can you text me?
yeah, sure. All right. So, is Unity the future of game development? Yes, it's a game engine, but you can also use it to develop any GUI app you want. I mean, I think it's a future. Is it the future? No, it's not, because it's not. It's game engines are wider than just, oh, this can do everything. Is it the best at everything? No, it's not. I mean, obviously, Unreal is the one that most AAA studios are using. It is definitely a contender in the lower end, easier to use, lower learning curve. You know, there's always going to be what's the highest end AAA engine that people use. You know, and that's not Unity. And I don't really foresee it being Unity, especially not with the shit I'm seeing online with them like hating C++ and wanting to move more and more of their actual engine to C#. I don't. There is so much room in the game engine arena for multiple engines that do certain things better that I don't ever foresee Unity ever being the game engine. I don't ever see anyone. I misread the question. Is Unity the future of game development? Yes, the game engine, but you can't use it to develop any GUI you want. What? No, I did not misread that question.
Yeah, I don't see Unity as the future of software development. I mean, I see it being pretty...
No, dude, is it the future of software development? Most definitely 100% not. It is a game engine that happens to be able to do other stuff. So it is way better at doing games than it is at doing general software, right? So the fact that it's not even the main game engine most 100% fucking definitely means that it's not going to be like all of software is going to be using it. Like the software industry is so massive that there will never be one solution. And just because like some game engine is now starting to like tap into other arenas. I mean, like my libgyro thing doesn't have to be made for games. That doesn't mean like it's the future of everything. I mean, okay, it makes it more accessible for people, but you're only seeing. I feel like that is only seeing a very small part of the game industry.
Hold on.
I misread it again. Dude,
again?
What? Okay. I don't know what to say to you, dude.
Okay, well, I mean, the basic answer would be no, it is not the future because it is very limiting.
I think I'm not misreading it. You don't like my answer. Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Okay.
But dude, like it's insanely powerful. Do I see it as a massive contender in the future? Absolutely. Do I see Unity going anywhere? Not anytime soon. I see it becoming even more of a big thing. So like don't get me wrong. Like I'm not devaluing what Unity is, and frankly I think it's a very good idea to start like reaching out into not just game development because they have this giant ecosystem and this learning curve that's unbeatable. Like that's why they are as ubiquitous as they are. That's why they have appealed to everyone. But like the vastness of all of computing, like it doesn't even begin to touch like half of what encompasses modern software.
Yeah, I mean, I could see Unreal becoming more so that, but not for reals.
It may not be the biggest platform in the future. It will be among the biggest platforms. Definitely, I do see it being a main contender for sure, but I do not ever see there being one or even just a couple software suites or engines in the future. Definitely not.
No, there's probably going to be more shit coming to the market.
Unity is
Unity
now
3D.
also being used for short films and animation related stuff. Honestly, what's
Yeah.
the budget on that?
It
Are
okay.
are like
So
triple A studios in the industry doing this? I
yeah.
don't
Okay. So I
really.
was working on a CG TV series last year, and we were moving towards Unreal, and about the same time, because they started doing like real time ray tracing, blah blah blah, or some bullshit, and
Oh, this is because of ray
Unity started
tracing.
doing that now,
Oh.
because you can do like animatable something
That's interesting. Oh, that's a really
and
good
whatnot.
idea.
So
I actually
it's
wasn't
a
up on
lot
that. That's
faster.
really smart.
It's a lot faster to render out and also to like play back the animations of your scenes than it is to render out
Fuck me.
test
That's
scenes and
pretty.
whatnot.
That's pretty
And
smart. I see what you guys are saying. It doesn't
but
change my answer, but okay, I get it. That's
yeah, I
pretty
don't.
smart of them. Yeah. Now that like game development is starting to enter the ray tracing arena, yeah, I guess it does make sense that
Yeah,
if they're going to support ray tracing,
I
they can
mean,
support on the
actually,
higher
even
end.
fucking Amazon Lumberyard is a huge contender in that area.
But isn't it
And
easier
I
to
would highly
create
suggest Lumberyard over Unity.
Isn't it easier to create a spreadsheet pro in Unity rather than WinForms or Qt just because of its interface? A spreadsheet program? Probably. I don't know. But like, don't mistake it's the easiest one to do it for it's the best one. Like, you're not even thinking about like the millions of advanced developers who don't choose what their platform is based on what is the easiest. Like, when I pick a technology, what is easiest literally is not even, it's not even a thing I consider. Like, is it the most powerful? Does it do what I want it to? Does it support all the platforms? I mean, you want to make a spreadsheet program in fucking Unity, that's going to be like 10 times more bloated than something in Qt or something. It's not going to support the same kind of low-end platforms. It's like you're investing this much shit into this proprietary tech. I think it's a horrible idea. I would never do that. But I mean, obviously a lot of people would, but I feel like you're overvaluing the easiness factor because most industry professionals I know do not pick their technology just based on what's easiest.
Yeah,
Honestly, that's why Unity applies to the lower end, because those are the people who are not professionals, who don't have the most experience, where, yeah, no shit, they're going to go for the one that's easiest to get into.
yeah. I mean, especially whenever it goes into now, you hit those walls of limitations with like,
Yeah, and I
it's so
also
easy to make a
guarantee you, once a
spreadsheet,
lot of these
but
people become advanced, like, and learn all of Unity, and now they're able to, then their horizons are going to broaden, then okay, it's not anymore about what's the easiest, it's about what does what I want it to do. And if you start hitting like those fucking limitations with Unity, I mean, let me ask you a serious question. Do you think any real like studio, any real studio, any company that makes software as like their main product would use Unity for a desktop app? That's insane to me. For like a spreadsheet editor to release that as a Unity app is fucking. I'm sorry. Like if I were consulting for that company, I would tell them you are retarded. That is a terrible, terrible fucking idea.
yeah, that's fucking
Like that.
oh
That
my
is just
God.
like that is like maybe you do that if you're a newbie programmer or someone who only uses Unity and that's all you know. Yeah, like when everything looks like a hammer, use the fucking hammer. You know what I mean? If that's all you know and it lets you do that, of course do that.
Okay, so you can use Unity.
They would if aesthetics were something they had to consider.
Okay, so
what are you talking?
you
First of all, aesthetics, part of a good UI and aesthetics is making a UI that is consistent and congruent with the rest of the platform. No real company making software is going to be okay with all these software rendered widgets that don't even match any of the rest of the platform. That's like shitty UI programming 101 that you don't do that.
Yeah.
That's
But
not true. That's not what professional UI people do.
yeah, aside from the like, say if you wanted to make like Unity charts or like 3D rendered charts or something like that, and you use Unity and you make a plugin for Excel or Photoshop or whatever, you can do that. That I could see the use case with Unity
Dude,
in that.
I am not hating on Unity 3D. I'm saying you guys are insane for thinking that just because it can do a bunch of this other stuff that it's the best tool for the job. I'm sorry, like that's insane to me. That like you guys actually think that like real professional places would choose Unity as their desktop development platform.
No, that's stupid.
Looked at your RAM, dude. Make something in Qt that displays a spreadsheet. Make something in Unity that displays a spreadsheet. No one would do that. Like, I'm sorry, you guys like Unity? That's fine. It's great at what it does, but that's not something it excels at. That's not something any like professional is gonna do.
That's not what it was designed
You think
for
AMD
either.
were making our tools in Unity for our
Oh my god, you're making your drivers in
our
Unity.
shit? Like you think like we make like driver tools for like displaying performance and shit. You think we would do that in Unity? I'm not hating, dude. I'm being realistic here. I'm sorry.
I'll be right back.
I don't drink the Unity Kool-Aid quite as much as all of you, but like I very much respect the platform. I respect it for what it is, and it's not like it's not every single thing should be done in this because it does everything. Exactly. Unity isn't even open source. No way any professional studios. It's 100% true. If you are a Unity developer who doesn't know Qt, who doesn't do any of this other kind of like professional development, who wants to make an app, then of course, no shit, use Unity, right? Like, duh. But like, don't make the mistake of thinking that means that it's well suited for everyone, and that means it's the best thing for the job. I mean, you don't have to believe me. You can think I'm 100% full of shit, but look around at the market. That's all I'm saying. You don't have to take my word for it. You really don't. Fuck, guys. Can you even see? Can you guys even see this text? Well, it may not be used by the majority of people, but there are people using Unity to create apps for various purposes. Of course there are. Is anyone in here arguing any differently? I have never once said anything differently. Never once. You will never hear me say that. I'm not sure what we're arguing. Like that is not what I'm arguing. Best thing for the job would depend on a lot of factors. I love Unity, but it would be silly for someone to suggest it can do everything. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. But like I said, if you have this whole Unity ecosystem, you're making a game, it's easier for you to do something in Unity. It's like your own private tool, so you don't have to like monetize it and shit. Your whole engine's in Unity. It makes sense to do that. I wouldn't say it's insane. I think he exaggerates a little. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, like, whatever. I don't think anyone else who has like a bunch of experience in this industry would agree with. That is insane to think that like a game development platform that just happens to be able to do more than that is like this go-to thing now for all of software development. That is insane. If a commercial company released some kind of like software for like, I don't know, if I installed my camera or a new camcorder and its import software was written in Unity, or some spreadsheet software, some database software was written in Unity, that would be insane. That would be laughable to me. I'm sorry, and I think to most professionals who've been doing this kind of stuff, that is insane. I feel like you're a little biased. Like, no offense, but like, do you guys not think so? That if you plugged in your camera and fucking Unity popped up eating 2 gigs of RAM to like import some pictures because, oh, it can do some desktop app stuff, that would not be insane?
Thank you.
But I'm not talking about server software, I'm just talking about client software. Well, it's not that it happens to be able to do it. They're aiming for people to be able to use Unity for more than games. Yeah, I know that's what they're aiming for, but like... Yes, server software is a large part of the industry. I would love to see this desktop app you guys are talking about. That first of all, you guys are not taking into account even remotely, like I said, good UI design is supposed to be congruent with the rest of the OS. That's like good design 101. But like even then, is it really competitive in terms of resource management? Whatever, Xylee. Fuck off, dude. I'm trying to answer someone else's question. Is it really comparable in terms of resource usage for everything else? Not to mention, all of you Unity fanboys in here, have you ever used Qt? Have you ever used Qt when you're making these statements that this is the greatest thing ever? Like, let's be real here. Raise your hand if you've used Unity and Qt and you actually believe this.
Over the ways.
Hello? I don't get it either, Interscope Steve. They're ganging up on me because they don't like reality. Once again, I never said Unity's the greatest thing ever. Once again, I never said that either. Nobody ever said that. Nobody is saying this stuff.
Dude, this is the strangest conversation. Just talking about using Unity for all these other applications.
Okay, Saturn will take.
Alright, so like all you Unity people,
Saturn's,
pay attention to the people in here who are saying they're software
15
engineers.
miles away.
I'm not trying to be a dick. You guys are being a little bit biased here. Just like calm down, look around you. Thank you, Bloomy Developments. Thank you, Sebastian Bergman. Thanks, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for speaking the truth. And once again, I respect Unity so much that I'm actually mimicking their behavior and component system. This is not bias. Most people definitely agree that C#'s easier than C++. I definitely agree with that. But like I said, the fact that everyone is thinking that just because easier equals better, and that means it should be the platform of choice, I mean, that honestly shows, like, the amount of experience here. A company that hires professionals and industry veterans to make professional software does not decide what to do based on what is easiest. That's not a thing. Unity 3D is software engineering and computer science. What's wrong with you guys? What are you talking about? I agree that it's software engineering and computer science. No one is disagreeing with that. You guys are attacking straw man, dude. That's not what anyone's saying. We're just arguing it's not the best tool for the job, and you guys don't want to admit it. It's okay, though. Well, speaking of that, though, oh, now Xyleaf wants to participate in the conversation. You done being a dick, Xyleaf? But like I said, guys, I'm not fucking hating on Unity. I'm not hating on anyone who uses Unity. As a matter of fact, when I make like the next series of like the best ways to start with game development, Unity will be right there at the fucking top. Do you at least agree that software development in Qt and WinForm should be easier just like it is in Unity? No, I don't. No, I don't think so. Qt is easy as fuck to me. I don't know what to say. Qt is easy and WinForms are easy to every one of the professionals who develops desktop applications in it, which are 20 times more than people who develop desktop applications in Unity. I don't agree with that assessment. You're assuming that everyone has this complaint about complexity. In my opinion, Qt is, for what Qt gives you in terms of power, scalability, cross-platformness, it's not hard. It's easy for me. Qt is not a black box. It's literally open source, dog. What are you talking about? You can download the Qt source code right this minute. That's not true.
How?
You guys don't even know Qt. Jesus.
Don't even know.
My wife even knows.
I did it. We used it in college in computer engineering. That's all we used.
Qt is not a... Dude, oh my god. You guys don't even know, and you're sitting here trying to tell me how it is.
Stop scratching me, you bitch.
Lauren's calling her cat a bitch.
Ow!
Huh, right here.
Be nice.
QT is awesome. It puts Visual Studio to shame.
So, the source code is 100% open source for the entirety of Qt. If you want to modify that source code and distribute it, you have to pay. But to have that source code and to even fuck with it without it being a commercial product and fuck with it, it's open source. This is the opposite of a black box. Okay, fine. You guys want a YouTube series on Qt? Like I'm more than happy. Okay. I mean, like, okay, honestly,
Stop it.
one thing that we do for Elysian Shadows, that get more into some design shit, is Qt is insanely good at.
Where we going?
Let's see, forms.
I thought we were going to bus.
Dude, who the fuck is talking in the background? It's very good at... It has a very powerful, very easy to use UI editor. I would be super shocked if this was really that much harder than all of fucking Unity. I mean, like, what do you want? It's more easy than drag and drop some widgets, right? Like, I don't understand why it's just that hard. Yes, the coding aspect is harder, but like part of why Qt is so great is it reduces the amount of code you have to do. Oh my god, I just fucked up all of our widgets. Okay, I won't say that.
Stop it. Do you want to eat poison?
But yeah, is it? And okay, so I don't even know. Another thing that you guys aren't considering.
Dumbass!
What are you doing to my cat?
Stepping in paint.
Kitty, 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 kitty. So one thing you guys also aren't considering. Okay, you're not considering the fact that you have already put the time in to use Unity, right, for game development, and then you're also using it for WinForms. So if you had started from scratch trying to use, not Qt, Unity for fucking, for UI application, you would have to learn like this much UI. But you already learned this much for fucking game development, right? So Qt, you have to learn this much to do it. You're biased when you say, oh, it only takes this much to learn how to make UIs in Unity, because the truth is you already put all this time into Unity. So the real measure of how difficult something is would be someone who's never used either one of them starting both. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I know a lot of what WX Widgets is. I've actually never used it. Is that written in C? Is that the C API? So if it's C, I would have to say probably it's going to be a lot harder, because one thing about widgets and UI environments is it lends itself so well to object-oriented programming. It's just like you have like a widget that inherits from this widget, like a text widget inherits from like fucking general widget, and then fucking like an HTML widget inherits from that. It lends itself extremely, extremely well to object-oriented programming. It's one of the pathological best cases. If I'm scripting in Unity, am I a serious coder or not really? Yes, you're a serious coder. 100%. Okay. If you're scripting in Unity, okay, so first of all, serious coders, people who get paid for a living to program, half of them are doing it in like fucking JavaScript. You know what I mean? It's like not even like just purely looking at like learning curve and difficulty. Yeah, I mean you're developing at this far lower level than most people, and like, okay, maybe you're not developing your own engine, but yes, it's serious fucking programming. Like, don't ever get me wrong. I would never detract from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, half of you guys are C# programmers, which is an industry standard, like, programming language, right? Like, that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, absolutely. You can do things in Unity that you can't do with Qt. Absolutely. And 100% you can do a lot of shit in Qt you can't do in Unity. 100%. Does Unity have a serial port API, a Bluetooth API, WebSocket API, fucking server-side scripting API? You're also not considering the other way either. Hey, watch your mouth about JavaScript, yo. I'm just talking in terms of difficulty. Of course, JavaScript programmers are real programmers too. It's like the biggest web language, not to mention Unity script was basically like JavaScript, like with some added shit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you write fucking code, you are a goddamn programmer.
Unless you use Scratch.
Did I lean to Unity? No, honestly, I've never really been a fan of like using Unity because I've always been an engine programmer. I mean, I am a fan of Unity because I respect it and I respect people's work. It's great and it's great at what it does. But like, was I ever actually considering it for game development or like open to using it? No, like honestly, it's never really been the case for me. James and Jared were Unity programmers. That's who I hung out with back then, and they were in the videos. So like, you know. But like,
oh man, I'm not gonna.
Not my
I know
thing.
this is petty, but if I find out the game was made with Unity, I will actually avoid buying it and won't even play it.
They're working on a networking API that uses the entity component system. This UI you are showing right now. Similarly, there are things you can do in Unity, but are way faster and easier to do in Qt.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
like-
like if I see that the game was made in Unity, I won't even bother looking at the game again.
That's his words, not mine. Oh my god. Furball. Fucking Furball.
He's bad.
Say hi. He's pissed. He's a shithole. Okay. Holy shit, we've almost been streaming for 2 hours. I wanted to... Well, I mean, this is a good discussion. They're working high-level networking API. Yeah, I mean, like... Basically, in conclusion, I think that there are strengths and weaknesses of both. First of all, they're both real fucking programming. I mean, I don't see Unity being superior than literally an entire Unity. Fucking Qt is used in fucking Toyota Prius in the car on the display. That is how fucking optimal, efficient, how much for embedded systems this thing is made. Do you really think Unity could do that? I mean, like, there are things that Qt is really, really fucking good at, and that is like this kind of like low-level, like efficient UI application, and I don't see that Unity is anywhere near that space. That does not detract from the fact that Unity, yeah, is obviously getting good at this, and that's impressive.
No, it's not. Unity made for versatile shit, not for specific game or performance.
Which is impressive as fuck. But yes, usually things that are made to be versatile, you know, they're not as good as something that's specialized. Right. Yes. That's a good point. That's a good way to look at it too.
That's interesting. How do you see the Elysian Shadow engine, like as versatile and able to do any 2D game or like an streak for your?
That is an interesting thing. So, part of our engine... Okay, so that's a really good question. So, we've had to think about trade-offs like that, too. So, I mean, we've always said Elysian Shadows is general purpose in the sense that Unity is general purpose, our engine, and that you can create anything you want to create with it, right? That being said, part of coming out on Dreamcast and part of being optimized for our game is our engine is a lot more offers a lot more specialized, special purpose things than something like Unity. But this is all optional. So on the surface level, you can say, I don't want any of this like dialogue or combat or other shit built into our engine that ES uses, and push it away, and you basically have something like Unity. You know what I mean? Think of it like Unity, but it has a layer added on of engine shit that is specifically for games like ES, where it is very general purpose, but it also has a lot of special purpose shit in it for specifically for games like this, for the sake of like performance and for our development. So it's you can really say it's a specialized engine that can be used general purpose, right? You get rid of all that shit, and basically you have Unity. The best way to really show that is Unity has their triggers, or I forget what the fuck they're called, their events, like on collision enter, on collision exit, on collide, create, on destroy. We have that, basically those exact same ones. But in addition to that, we have things like on dialogue, on combat death, on combat enter, on combat exit, like on like day-night events. We have like all kinds of gameplay specific events that that let the engine do a lot more heavy lifting and let the engine do a lot of shit for you that you can just hook into, and you can take advantage of the more specialized engine. Or you can be like, fuck this shit, I don't want to make a game anywhere near ES, and you just don't use that events, and then basically you have Unity. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a weird trade-off we've made.
And it's pretty much like getting a lot of Unity assets or Game Maker basic stuff, and just you can clean it up and start from scratch, or you can edit it and save some time.
Right. I mean, but yeah, you could, if you made a game that's like an RPG, you would get a lot more out of our engine than a lot more out of our engine. If you made a like fucking like Doom clone, you could still use our engine just like you would Unity, but you wouldn't get like like the combat system and shit for free, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we have to do in our engine. Unity is able to, because of the targets they platform and because of the RAM they have and shit, they're able to keep all of the gameplay logic in C# and scripts. Well, on the Dreamcast, you have so few resources, like you're so limited in processing power and shit. It's very important that scripting is not implementing everything like heavyweight. You know what I mean? It's like this is part of like saving resources, saving RAM, is to make sure that the engine statically compiled is doing a lot of this heavy lifting. Whereas Unity, they have that's a trade-off they make. Their general purpose, they take a little more RAM and shit. That you're allowed to do a lot more in you usually do a lot more at that level.
Yeah, they do try now to do like something called tiny build or something like that, trying to make like small, like really strict small builds, sizes, and memory usage. I don't know how it is. Never used it.
So let me ask you guys this, you Unity programmers. Does Unity let you compile like a DLL and load it dynamically? And by the way, guys, I can tell. Does Unity let you like load statically compiled code in DLLs or something? I thought there was something like that. If you needed it to be compiled. I think you guys were hating on me for hating on Unity because you thought that I was detracting from the fact that you guys are game developers. Like, no offense. I think you guys were being
developers,
kind of insecure. But yeah, dude, gameplay developers in the industry are working either at the same level you are in Unity, or at higher levels. Like, you're not an engine developer. Sorry, you're not. But dude, 100% you are gameplay developers. Like, in the industry, this is, you're working at this fucking level, So don't get me wrong. I'm not like, let's be completely clear here for like the fans. I'm not detracting from that. I never fucking would. It's not like, oh, you're not real game developers. You know what I mean? In the industry, it's not just, everyone works on everything. You have like engine, you have like AI, gameplay, scripting, and you guys are in that space legitimately.
Falco, there is even more. There is like AI function writing, like the code writing, and even like AI just like a tree design.
Right. Exactly.
Even like it's really specific. You could have like just someone that is physics, so he can make the ballistics for the bullets, and this is the only gameplay he will write in the game.
Right.
Probably there is a full team in Battlefield that do this.
Right. I got you, Abhinav. I think Dem keys. I'm just trying to Dem keys. That's cool. I'm just trying to make sure. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to make sure.
But
We're on the same page. Like you guys, I just consider you guys are gameplay engineers. You know, like you guys are at that layer. Like you are game developers. Like you have the full respect and you know the title of that. But like that, you know, what I mean, that's where you guys are at, and that's a completely like valid spot in the industry.
Do you know about Godot Engine? Godot Engine?
I don't know much about. You know, I know
it's
of it.
It's like I never used it. I used it for a day in a jam, but like I never used it otherwise. It's an open source engine. So this is an interesting question. Would you take like if you would start Elysian Shadow today? Would you take like an open source engine and rewrite it to your needs, or start from scratch?
No, we could not target Dreamcast if I didn't use. No, like writing this engine from scratch was the best thing I ever did for myself in my entire life. The reason I'm the developer I am today, the reason I have the respect that I have from the fan base, the reason that I'm respected in graduate school and academia, the reason I'm as talented as I am, the reason I work at AMD is because of I sat down and over these years I did one of the hardest fucking things you can do in software, which is write my own engine, and I regret absolutely nothing. Nothing. I would not do it any differently. And one day, when this is all fucking done, I'm going to stand up and be like, bitches, I took the fucking hard path. It took forever, but I fucking did it, and I regret nothing. I would not change a goddamn thing. No.
Yeah, I know. Everything is taking so long. Even studying gameplay development from scratch from the internet. Yeah, everything like is pretty much if you're learning it alone, or you know, everything is like if you do it yourself, it's amazing after.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Unity is a good thing. Don't commit to a drug.
Yeah, compared it to like
sorry,
so
totally
Valve was at
missed this.
fault for letting shitty games on the market as well, but it's also
not Unity's fault.
I'm saying that Unity's at fault a little bit because they made it to where it's basically like anybody can get into it, even though they shouldn't even be in the industry.
And you can.
And it's like. Yeah.
You can blame Blender too for giving 3D tools to Modelator to model their shit models.
Thanks,
that's a bit different. That actually takes skill.
Well,
with Unity, you can actually just drag and drop and make some bullshit, but then it gets published and it just floods the market, and then you have the asset store, which already has pre-made assets for you. So it's very, you don't even have to really be skilled enough to make it look like a legit game.
Oh my god, I really have to pee. Keep going, guys.
It's like if it was super easy to counterfeit a bunch of shit, and would you be mad if you bought counterfeit shit that looked like the real thing?
Well, look at Atlas, like the new game from Arc developers. I mean, in general, I think the stores, even the mobile stores, should clean themselves and just give them higher standards. But if you would look in the book industry and this revolution of the books in the 100 years, you would see there is in the US, I think there is millions of books being published every year. I think a couple of millions, and you probably just hear about less than 100 of them, and probably 10,000 of them just making like repaid the cost of or more of the creating the books, like printing them and everything, and creating them. So,
but
it's the same with games. It's the same with games. You have a lot of shit because now it's easy to make them, as it is easy to write a book.
Yeah. But I mean, I would just love for the people that have sure, try out game development, but if you legitimately suck at game development, then find something else. Like, don't try to push your shitty product in our industry because you're like, hey, I can make a quick buck off this.
But I don't know. I don't think it's Unity's fault though. Like they had a job to.
I'm not blaming
I feel like
Unity.
they made it fantastic.
Tool.
I mean, I blame Steam for it. Look at Epic Store.
Steam is supposed to be the gatekeeper. It's not like, dude. Let me be honest.
No, actually,
my goal with ESTK is to make
here's
this
a
as
good
accessible
example.
as possible.
Fucking Recore. Okay, Recore is a garbage fucking game. It looked good.
Fuck, I didn't wash my hands. You're right.
And it looks like they bought a bunch of shit off the asset store.
True, but
and that game is fucking garbage, made in Unity, but it made it to gaming consoles and shit like that. So What I think they should do
You guys
is
still hear me,
instead
right?
of you being able to publish the gaming consoles
Guys?
to where you know it makes it look more legit,
Guys,
you can only
In-
publish to PC first or something like that,
guys,
unless
no,
do
you
you not
actually
hear me?
go
Do you
through a
know-
process.
Do you know what you need to do to get a console? You need to apply for it from
Guys,
Microsoft,
can you hear
Sony.
me?
Kinda.
What the
Larry.
fuck? All right, sorry, keep talking. I'm not sure what the fuck just happened.
Okay, now it's okay.
That's weird.
I said, like, if you try to apply to Sony, Xbox, or Nintendo Switch, you are going through a process of them checking that you are legit,
That's fucking
checking your
weird.
product, deciding if they want you to put it there. That's the
Sorry.
console
Thank you, guys.
way. It's still really far from just like Steam paying $100, then bam, you have a game in the
Yeah.
store. And
Thank you,
Steam pretty
Sebastian.
much.
No, dude, the talent that we gain and the amount of knowledge we gain is worth. It's worth so like you guys are asking me questions that if I did not make my own engine, I would not be at this level. You know that I could do this, and one day I will have this game that will demonstrate every bit of why I did what I did. You know, it's gonna stand firm as like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
this is why this guy made his own engine. But dude, the amount of knowledge, the not even knowledge, the amount I gained as a fucking human being pushing through this, showing myself I wasn't the smartest motherfucker in school. I didn't make the best grades. I wasn't the best person at fucking programming. I wasn't the best person at math. Now I'm up there, you know, like now I'm fucking one of them, but like it was years and years of hard fucking work. I don't regret anything. I'm really late on the game. I'm very, very sorry to people. I'm like part of the stream and part of working my ass off is like we're gonna make an amazing game, but like I don't know that. First of all, I don't think that making all the tech is what's made this game late. Truly, it really isn't what's made it late. That's not the bottleneck.
The level design.
But,
Yeah.
Oh, call them out. But we don't have a level designer. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, you know, what I mean, I wouldn't have changed that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, 3DS dev? Nice.
I'm just building small products until we'll have enough knowledge to build the big one.
Wait,
That's my way to do it.
did Unity support the 3DS? This guy's a 3DS dev.
Yeah.
Unity
Oh,
3DS.
yeah. Some of versions of Unity support it, not all of the versions.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Like respect. Where respects. That's impressive.
I would say that like the fault is on the game stores for shitty games. If the
Yeah.
game stores have put like good quality check, good community support, that it will be changed. Like bad games would drop from the market because they will have mostly negative reviews, and someone in Steam will just read the negative reviews and decide no more sales for this game. Like you can see it on Just Cause 4. It's it's crushing to people all the time. It's bad. It's not what they said. So if someone in Steam would have said like, "Oh damn, that's right. It's not what they promised. That's not what they show. The game is really buggy and not working correctly," and just delete the game from the store until they will fix it. That will damage the company and ensure that the next time it will be a great game
Yeah.
after you upload it. Same with so now Epic Store. I don't really like Epic Store. I do have it now with one game, but
No, stop
but
it.
they have a good chance of keeping a new market, clean market out there. As much as I hate Epic for Fortnite.
Man, they made over $3 billion in 2018
Can you guys see this?
off of
What
fucking
chance does Elysian
emotes
Shadows
and shit.
have of being recognized on stream given how many other on the market? Not to put you on the dude. Are you kidding me? A kickstarted game that has made 180K that has 13,000 followers on YouTube. I had an IGN page already made by Elysian Shadows. If we did absolutely nothing to promote this game, we would still have a massive amount of attention. Like that, I'm sorry, you're not really considering the position we're in. That's really downplaying our position. The fact that we have this many people standing in a stream right now shows that we've already succeeded at that aspect. Like, it is not this doom and gloom thing that you've just painted there.
Yeah, and game development is
You're still making this game, Valfader. Yup, definitely still making this game.
game development is a art form,
No,
like
I'm
making
not
all the
still.
stuff.
Well, hold the
Yeah,
fuck up,
so
Abenoff. They're still making the game and the game engine. The game engine's done. Hold the fuck up, man. If you're gonna be answering questions for me, like, oh no, they're not making the game and the engine. The engine is like 99% done, dude. That is just that's bullshit. You're trying to like paint it like, oh, it's still making the engine too. You got 37 people viewing your stream. I wouldn't get too excited. Homeboy,
Damn,
I have an
fucking
IGN
In and
page.
Out's fucking savage.
Dude, In and Out's a fucking asshole, and he doesn't know what he's talking about, which is funny. I mean, seriously, you think we're going to have a problem standing out? Do you know how many people are waiting to review this game who's fucking like this late? Do you have any idea? I honestly don't think you do, and you're just being kind of an asshole.
Well, I started to follow you.
That's
I
really
think
stupid, man. Like, I'm
8
sorry,
years
you're being a
ago.
dick.
I started to follow you, Falco, like 8-9 years ago, and you're one of the reason I started with game development.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Mike.
Let's
I mean,
see.
I don't see anyone else in here who actually thinks that. How long have you been following me In and Out? Like, I'm surprised that you're honestly saying that. I mean, like, not only are you being a but you're being so audacious and incorrect. Like, you're just really shocking me.
Me?
I don't know, but I'm thinking In and Out may not be an English speaker, but first language. I think he may be one of those, like where they have a different type of what do you call it, personality, so to say, or culture to what it is over here.
I mean, it's not that. It's just that what he's saying is not fucking true. Like, if he were saying something that were true, it's not a problem. But, like, I'm serious. Like, of all indie game developers in a position to launch a game, publicity is not even on the radar of what I'm worried about. Not even in the fucking radar. That's just not fucking true.
I like how I pay Falco money to be an asshole to him.
I mean, yeah, dude, you keep paying me money, you can say whatever the fuck you want, but I'm still gonna fucking correct your ass. Can you guys even see this? The text looks kind of fucked up on the stream.
I speak English. It's my autocorrect that screwed me up and making it sound like I don't speak
Dude, does this text look like it's black to you guys and all fucked up?
Where is the chat that you're reading all the question? Is it Twitch?
Mobcrush.com
no, on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube. That's why I don't see it. So apparently,
Yeah.
Falco, if you write in Google Elysian Shadow, the first thing that is the first thing in the array downstairs in the search bar, it's Elysian Shadow dead.
Oh, fucking rip.
That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I know.
If the
It's
game
just
were
funny that-
dead, and it's still such a fucking big deal that Googling it's dead is like the first fucking autocomplete, obviously this game has a pretty big fucking following.
Oh, either that or somebody like did a spam bot search.
Yeah.
Dude, if you guys, man, when you guys release games, if this kind of shit bothers you, man, you're in for a rude fucking awakening. If that kind of shit brought me down, man, I would have like blown my own head off a million years ago. Like, that means nothing to me. Neither does an In and Out guy who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about being like, "Oh man, you're not gonna have anyone play your fucking game." I mean, it means nothing, guys. You guys are like, "Oh fuck, burn," like, not really. But dude, why? Like, this text is white on my fucking monitor. It's black here. I don't understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
Jess, what size is your monitor that you're working with two two tabs of script, and it's looking huge?
Hey, In and Out, what exactly do you do?
It's a 32-inch monitor.
What do you do?
Oh, that's explained. That's explained how comfy it is with the scripts window.
What? What script window?
You have two tabs, one to the left, one to the right. Yeah, if it was like 20-inch.
Shit.
If it was 2080,
Fuck.
it would be too small.
Oh no, I do this on my laptop as well.
Oh my god.
How you survive it?
Well, I can look at the small.
Dude, if I
like
can't get
small
this
stuff.
text fist, I'm just gonna have to leave the stream because that was the thing I wanted to talk about. And like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't understand. It's not capturing my fucking desktop properly. Like the font color is just wrong. How does this fucking happen?
Oh, it looks right.
No, that's not my shit. That's not my screen. Oh.
No, I'm
No,
looking on
no.
YouTube.
If you look at fucking oh, yeah, okay, I just fixed it. So if I record it directly, it doesn't work. See, look, that's it directly. But if I record it secondhand by recording it through fucking the Hangout screen, it works. But can you guys even see this?
Let's see.
Yeah, I can see it.
You sure it doesn't look too shitty? You can read it,
On YouTube, it looks pretty shitty.
but you can't read it.
I can't read it on YouTube. I can read it on
God damn it,
Hangouts.
fuck it. So anyway, I was just working on some status defects, like. So you know how in Unity, like behaviors and shit have triggers, like on, activate, on, deactivate. Well, those might not be Unity triggers. On enter, you know, like so. Our status effects similarly are event driven, like asynchronous callbacky, like that. We have activate, deactivate, timeout event, all that shit, right? It's pretty cool. So basically, we've like implemented kind of like an API like that, and then from that you've got the engine doing all the heavy lifting for fucking generic status effects. You know, like you're walking and every so often like you take a hit from poison, or you're walking and every so often you fucking freeze because you're paralyzed, you know, for X amount of time. Or let's see, I did paralysis, I did poison, and I did regen. I need to not name it fucking regen though, because that's straight up ripping off Final Fantasy. You guys know what that is though from Final Fantasy?
Regenerate.
Yeah, right. So it's like when you slowly restore HP. Like, yeah, basically it's like basically it was like every turn in Final Fantasy, when it was your turn, you would just gain like 10 HP or something. It was like a passive.
Oh my God.
In and out, my favorite person. I can't resist
Fucking
joining you a little
In and
more.
Out.
How is ES different from the tens of thousands of other RPGs? Dude, I'm not fucking answering. Like, you're officially wasting money, dude. You're
He's
wasting
trolling.
my time.
He's trolling.
I'm not
100%
that
he's
desperate
trolling.
for your money, dude. I make a lot of money. You're wasting my fucking time. Like, really? Why are you fucking here if it's that big of a piece of shit? Why are you here? Why are you here wasting money on it? I have like fucking tens of videos showing this shit off. You're now officially wasting my time. I'm making good money. I don't need fucking money. I don't know why you assume I'm poor. I work for fucking AMD, dude.
Yeah, I'm an engineer too.
My wife and I both make 6 figures. Like, what the fuck? I don't need this.
And
Just
together
being a
y'all make
dick.
12 figures. Is that how that works? Is that how you math?
Depends
Like, seriously,
what math.
dude. Like, fuck off. Where was I? But okay, so yeah, it was a Final Fantasy based move. Except for yeah, I'm trying to come up with names that aren't that blatantly ripping off.
Well,
Final
you can use
Fantasy.
recover.
Do what?
Recover?
Yeah, but that doesn't sound that cool. Like just recover. Not to mention recover implies it could be instantaneous. The whole point was in Final Fantasy, you know, you could use a cure, or if you're starting a big fucking boss fight, you can preemptively cast regen, and then slowly, you know, they're slowly healing themselves every turn, so you might not have to like pay as much attention to them. You know what I mean? I like passive effects like that. That's like one of the things we're playing with a lot in our game. A lot of like MMOs and shit do shit like that. It's pretty cool. Maybe it's because of the
there's
way
heal.
you dress. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you look like a
This
hobo.
fucking style, man.
He always has holes by his ball sack, and sometimes he doesn't wear underwear. And you can
Whoa.
see his sack, and he goes to Walmart. Like that.
TMI. Now we got a glimpse at. Oh my god, damn it! He just stood up too.
Wait, what? You didn't see my...
Oh, in the stream. Oh my god.
Are you lagged?
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
I showed
on
my
the
nutsack
YouTube.
like 10 minutes ago. But you can't see anything though, right? I don't think there's a hole in these. Is there?
No, there are other ones.
Oh yeah, no, these are clean. There's nothing in
Rejuvenate.
these. But one of the
Nice
things I
markers.
love about Final Fantasy is the fucking way that they name some of their names. Like, you know, you have Fire, Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire 3. It's really fucking smart how they have Fire, Fira, Firaga, Firaja for the different levels of fire. Like, god damn it, that's cool. It's so much better than like Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire 3. Look at this. You have like Fire 1, Fire 2. Shit. Can you read that?
I mean, not really in Twitch.
I
God,
can.
damn,
Watching
hold on.
Twitch
I'm gonna
too.
build
I
that
can read it
enlarge
on
this bitch.
Hangouts.
Hold up.
Yeah, and Goat is
up.
great. And Goat is
Can't read
great.
it.
It's like a red now.
You cannot read it in the streaming software.
Alright,
Yeah.
don't worry. Let me figure out how the fuck to erase
Ugh.
this shit. What the fuck are you laughing at, woman?
I'm drawing pictures
Your
of
face.
dinosaurs for Alexander's
Hold control, or hold control, and then use the scroll wheel.
In and out, are you just like, did you get to the point where you're just like fucking jealous as shit with envy? Like, you never were an asshole, and then we like talk about this Unity shit, and like,
Falco.
he sees us like doing well, then all of a sudden he's like this jealous, like fucking cunt all of a sudden. It's really pathetic,
Falco.
dude. Yeah, what?
Use control and the scroll wheel in Sublime Editor.
Maybe it's my
No, you don't. It's not fucking working. I tried
Oh, it
that.
doesn't. Okay, try the Alt key.
I'm doing that, it
slash-
doesn't work.
What the fuck's it called?
I just tried all of it. Why the fuck isn't it? Oh, it's probably preferences for fucking... Oh. No, it's
Oh.
command equals is what? No, not command plus. Fuck. Oh, that is command plus. Okay. Alright, so like, dude, so this is like standard. Look at this. Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire 3. Fucking Final Fantasy's badass, okay? You have Fire. Fire 2 is like Fira.
Hey, up it. What? Oh, okay, never mind. They're good.
Okay, no, I'll do it. Fire 3 is Firaga. Fire 4 is Firaja. Now look at this. Like, also did the same thing with Heal. Healga. Healaga. Actually, it's Cure-aja.
Twitch is stuck again.
Oh, is it? Anyway, but you
You're
see what
out.
I'm
No,
saying.
never
It's
mind,
pretty-
never
it's pretty
mind.
cool
It,
the way that they did
unfroze.
that. The naming convention, you know, I thought it was pretty cool. I like shit like that. And like, what the fuck can I do? It's not ripping that off. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's a
Yeah.
great programmer. Maybe Elysian Shadows is a great game. It doesn't mean it's going to be successful. No, it doesn't. Like, what? Do you think I'm like doing this to be fucking rich and famous, dude? Like, are you fucking kidding me? I just sat here and told you that I spent like 10 years developing this engine, and I don't give a shit. Like, do you really think that like, if this game was rated well, that's all I give a fuck about, okay? Not like completely neglecting all the shit that I've done that obviously shows I know what I'm doing with marketing. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, oh, I'm gonna put him down by saying this. I don't fucking care. I just want to make a good fucking game. Like, whatever the fuck your point is, I don't give a shit, man. I really don't. It's not bringing me down. You just look fucking pathetic.
Tisk.
Still the guy on
You're a
YouTube.
fucking douchebag, dude. Like, you were one of like the guys I actually enjoyed in here, and now I fucking hate you. You're a douchebag.
Damn.
I'm just being honest, man. Like, what the fuck
He's probably
is wrong
an
with you, dude?
He's
Like,
probably an FJ.
I'm like spending time with like people, like letting them into my fucking life. It's my goddamn weekend. I should be hanging out with my wife or like playing games and shit. But instead, I'm spending time with you guys, giving you free education, free entertainment, and you're being a fucking asshole. Like, that's fucked up, man. That is fucking rude.
Oh my god. Holiday Community GPU giveaway by NVIDIA GeForce. Yeah.
Holy fuck. Good job, Cody. Holy fuck, man. I really
Holy
appreciate
shit. Thank you for inspiring me to learn development when I was 12. Today I'm 20. I have won a national competition for C#. I have equity in an award-winning high-growth startup, a board member of my high school, and make $60K. No college.
God damn,
Dude,
dude.
good
Dude,
job.
This guy is a fucking badass. Cody, are you like my Facebook friend or anything? If you ever fucking need anything, like a shout out in the press or anything like that, even though douchebag thinks we don't have a reach for some fucking reason, we have a massive reach on social media. If you ever need anything, man, you let me know. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate that. You're fucking kicking ass, dude. You're like a shining example of working hard, keeping your head down, not being a fucking hater. I love you, man. That means a lot to me.
Oh yeah, dude. He's a go-getter.
That's badass.
Damn, dude. Fuck, man. I started game development when I was like 10, and I'm still not.
Like that's the kind of shit I want to see on the stream, dude. That's the other kind of shit is why I don't want to be here. It's why I'm like, dude, I don't fucking give a shit about YouTube. What am I proving? Like, I could just keep my head down, make this fucking game, stay out of all the bullshit, the negativity, the toxicity, the fucking jealous assholes who just want to sit here and talk shit and be insecure as fuck. I could just make my game. It will come out. It will speak for me. It will shut them the fuck up. Or I can spend time with this community of people that I actually love, that, like, always supported me and shit. And people like Cody are the only reason I still fucking do this. I am not fucking kidding.
Nice.
Like, I would have quit this shit. Like, I would have been off YouTube years ago if it weren't for people like Cody. Because it's just not fucking worth it. It's not worth it unless you have a fan base like luckily we have. It's too much bullshit.
Fucking getters and setters.
But oh yeah. Anyway, if anyone thinks about a cool naming convention like this that that could be consistent. So I know, dude, if I have an aga like Firaga, Kiraga, that's like the third level of that spell. You know what I mean? Let me know because I'm working on a whole shitload of spells and stuff and naming. And first of all, it's hard to think of names that aren't already taken by other RPGs. Second of all, Final Fantasy just did it the best. They did it the fucking best, and I can't just copy like Kiraga, Kiraja. Or maybe I could copy and be like, oh yeah, it's just a Final Fantasy throwback, you know? Like, it's just us, like, referencing them. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be fucking cheap as shit?
It's just a throwback, guys. Come on.
Like, I'm not just copying. Well, I am, but it's like, you know. It's
How's the hemorrhoids?
That I'm stealing
God
shit.
damn.
The hemorrhoids? Oh, dude, the hemorrhoids are fantastic. I bought a squatty potty. So I don't have them anymore. Look at this.
You have anal fissures.
I don't have that anymore. This dude thinks he's like trolling, but no, I don't care, dude. I made a fucking video about my hemorrhoids, so I don't give a fuck.
Did you say anal fissures?
That's what Lauren has because she's pregnant. They're called piles. Dude, this fucking thing. Okay, I don't have the fucking dog. This fucking thing right here. Game developers, like, we don't, like, it needs to be talked about. Your anal health is really fucking important, okay? When Patrick came out to visit during the Kickstarter, dude, like, we weren't eating
Did they have a race car one?
We weren't fucking doing, taking care of ourselves like we should have. I'm not gonna lie, our anal health suffered. We both, like, we would, like, every time you go in the bathroom, there's this giant thing of Preparation H that's, like, emptied in 2 days. Because we all had fucking issues. I don't know what it was about game development. We were drinking too much fucking coffee, too much hot sauce and shit. But this thing, man, you'll never have that problem again. I'm trying to tell Patrick, dude, that, like, this will change your life.
Why not send him as a present? Just send him one to his doorsteps,
Dude,
and then he will need to use it.
I should. That's a good idea.
You just
This thing is
earned
amazing.
25
I mean,
bucks
you can-
in donation in YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right, Abhinav. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe it is in the extended sitting times. That's why I like
Oh,
squirm
yeah.
now.
No,
That's why I
definitely
squirm a
thing.
shitload now.
Today's
Oh, it's not?
donations
Oh,
went
fuck.
to Squatty Potty.
You get cysts on your tailbone? God damn. That's a thing? Fuck.
Ooh, that's gotta suck.
My problem is I'll sit for like 18 hours straight, then exercise. I don't intermittently exercise. I don't have time for that. So, like, yeah. I heard it from too.
Or you do. Oh my god.
Oh, wow. Grown in hairs on my elbow.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude. Game development is not for the faint of heart, man. No one wants to talk about this shit, but this is a reality, dude. When you, like, We need to like raise awareness of this for anal health game development community and mental health. First of all, is pretty fucking bad in the game development community.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd prioritize anal health. Anyway, is there anything else anyone want to talk about? I was just gonna show. This is what I'm working on right now, and it's fucking awesome. But like, shit's not in a proper state to be showing this off because of the big redo we did on like the basic combat API. But basically, so right now I'm doing the status defects. I don't want to go crazy because if you've played Final Fantasy, there is fucking there's poison, there's paralysis, there's blind, there's silence, there's oil, there's doom, there's fucking like berserk. There are like 50 fucking status defects, and you have to know which item cures which. Maybe we'll have 4 or something, right? Is Falco interested in AI, neural networks, genetic algorithms? You know what? I have to admit, I am interested in AI, but in all of what I do and what I've done in my free time, AI is the number one field, even of game development, that I have been able to dedicate the least amount of time to. So my knowledge of AI and my expertise is nowhere near as developed as the rest of what I do and know. You know what I mean? So I'm not a particular like authority on it. Like I'm aware at like high level, what pathfinding algorithms are, what fuzzy logic is, like the concept of genetic algorithms. But in terms of my experience actually implementing some of this shit, like no, I'm not that.
Oh, so there isn't pathfinding in the engine yet.
For sitting
like navigation.
You're doing A-star.
Yeah.
No, it's Jacob's working on it. I didn't do it. It's so I follow a lot of that because I code review and stuff. But it's it was A-star based when Tyler did it. It's between A-star and Jumpstar right now because A-star is kind of shitty at that kind of stuff. But we have to have pathfinding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not really optional for us. That's one thing that that whether I like it or not, I'll have to be more of an authority on that eventually. Just not right now. So hopefully.
Next challenge, you finish engine development. You now learning gameplay development.
Right. Yeah.
Next thing is AI development.
Yeah. So that will definitely come. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will have to be. No. My master's thesis was GPU acceleration applied to physics, rigid body physics engines.
Wow.
So kind of like fucking. Kind of like, what is that called? NVIDIA fucking, what's NVIDIA's
CUDA?
thing? What was it?
CUDA?
Yeah, but CUDA, they had their own fucking, PhysX. But, so it was that, but it was using OpenCL, so it was comparing hardware accelerated physics running on the CPU with like SIMD and SSD instructions compared to running on the GPU with OpenCL GPU kernels and GPU programming, compared to compiling it as a generic hardware accelerator in an FPGA, and like comparing and contrasting, like how the implementations rate, like how fast and how efficient they are as a function of the workload size. Like maybe it was never completed, so I can't tell you. Maybe the curve for like the CPU is linear. The curve for the GPU, I can tell you, is like this. Well, shit, it's the other way around. And then like the FPGA, since it's new, is something crazy like that or something. Like at what point is it better to do it in hardware, or better to do it on GPU, or do it on CPU? Yeah, you guys are right. It was physics. It was right. You guys are right.
Yeah. Oh man, did you hear about that they might be removing what's his name from the CEO of NVIDIA?
Really? The Asian dude with the jacket, the badass jacket?
He lied to investors.
What?
Yeah. And
wait, does someone have dude. My master's thesis was never completely done. Oh shit. If you followed, I did another project which was my VMU FPGA implementation. That is 100% available online. But I did some. Before you do your thesis, you have to do like some submissions for like, okay, this is what I've done this week and this week. I have a bunch of those showing, talking a whole shitload about things, but it wasn't compiled into a thesis. I need to find that and I'll make it online. because I have it. It's just not in a thesis format because I'm still a class away. I never actually graduated. Since all you care about money, when are you going to implement battle royale in ES?
Oh my fucking god! Who said that?
I mean, that could be an interesting
No, wait.
idea for yes.
What do you mean by battle royale? That might be something we're already doing.
Battle royale is pretty much
That-
Is that like
getting
PvP?
like getting a lot of people in fighting for
It's
just one
like
team
King of the
survivor.
Hill.
King of the Hill, yeah.
It's like online King of the
Oh,
Hill.
online.
No gear. You started with no gear
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool.
and you
actually.
grind your way.
No, that's a fucking badass idea, but obviously like online is not. Online, if we ever did something like that, would have to be after we release the game, once we're making revenue without pissing people off, taking longer. That is one thing I've always put my foot down on, because you guys know me. If it's a good idea, I will definitely like go balls deep into it. But that's one thing. I even did fucking local multiplayer. Goddamn, I did multiplayer, but like going online, I will put my fucking foot down. Not until this game is done. Yeah, Battle Royale and
That's true.
Dreamcast with
Yeah,
Ethernet
but
port. Yeah,
don't
that would be
forget now
fucking
you
awesome.
also have to make it
Oh,
to where
damn.
That would be fucking awesome.
disabled players can get into the voice chat or text chat and blah blah blah
That
with
would be
ease.
really fucking cool. BizX was made open source. That of any interest to you? I did not know that. That is of a lot. Like, it's of interest to me to see the high level architecture of what something that high quality looks like. You know, in terms of like what does their physics, not so much as like the micro optimizations for their own processor, because that's kind of worthless to me. I work at AMD, I do a lot of cross-platform things, but like the high level software architecture of what does their physics pipeline look like, what are the different stages, like does everything live on the GPU, when are they synchronizing with the CPU, you know, things like that, how to best architect it.
That's
you guys know we are doing PvP, right? Like in the engine. So when you have 4-player local co-op, you can like challenge each other to fight and like PvP, and it's gonna be cool because you'll be able to say like, oh, like you can bet, like okay, like I'll fight you, like dude wants to fight you, like put up this armor, you can put up this, like do you want to fight? And like if you lose, you get this, you know, if you win, you get this. Yeah, so it's like a gentleman, like fuck you, I want to like get that from you. You know what I mean? So then you can say yes or no, and then if you say yes, the game will like, you know, enable friendly fire and shit.
nice.
You know? So we do want to have some level of PvP, which I think would be fucking awesome. I mean, it's one of the benefits of writing your own engine is like the engine does not give a fuck the way I wrote it, whether what team you're on. You know what I mean? It's just it's like a Boolean flag. Like, you know, can these two fuckers kill each other? Yes, true or false? You know, fucking true.
Sure, why not?
Pretty much if you're an ally or a foe.
Yeah, AMD Vegas are good for gaming. Yeah, definitely. I don't want to say
That Vegas 64 is pretty decent at CAD as well.
And
Don't say it.
okay, there's also something else coming out. It's public soon.
Yeah,
That is what you want. But yes,
The
Vegas
Navi?
are good. What did you say?
say again?
There's something on the horizon for AMD that is really what you want. That's coming out
Oh,
soon.
yeah, Navi's all over the
What
internet.
did you say, Navi?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
No.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure. Okay, that's public knowledge. Okay, all right, good. Yep, that's what you want.
oh shit, I'm sharing my screen. Fuck.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. So look into that. Are there any other questions? Like we've been going for fucking 2.5 hours. Nice. Hey, I really appreciate you guys backing me up when fucking people were being dickbags. I appreciate it. You got my back. I got your back. Like still doing the stream. Like you know. You got my back, I got your back. We're going to have a lot of fun, especially this year, dude. I'm fucking so goddamn excited to hit this shit hard. I've made a lot of fucking changes in our development process, like made a lot of changes to like personally the way I do some shit to make this go a lot smoother, a lot more faster. I'm always allocating time on the weekends. I'm hoping to get some quality content up on YouTube, all that kind of shit. Okay. This is a good question. If people don't like OpenGL, why don't they use DirectX? Also, what about Vulkan? Okay. So, the thing with OpenGL is, even though it is a miserable fucking rotting piece of shit, one, it's very easy to use. DirectX historically was not that hard, But the modern one, DirectX 12, actually has a massive learning curve compared to OpenGL. So OpenGL is easier, and to this day, OpenGL supports the highest number of different platforms. Vulkan is supposed to be cross-platform, and largely it is, but fucking Apple refuses to support it on Mac and iPhone. Yes, there are third-party ways to get it working, but I'm talking, like, in general, it's not really supported. OpenGL, on the other hand, Mac, Windows, Linux, fucking PC, iPhone, fucking Android, Raspberry Pi, everything in its fucking dick supports OpenGL and OpenGL ES, right? So
it's not almost 100% true anymore because fucking Apple is going with their Metal 2 library.
Right, but
bullshit.
They're not getting rid of OpenGL.
But they're not updating it anymore.
But they didn't. But that doesn't change anything. So they didn't actually update it for like a decade either. They just actually announced they're not updating it. So I think I honestly still to this day, as much as I bitch about OpenGL, I recommend learning it first. I really fucking do. It's the most user friendly. And the bang for your buck, you get the most from all the massively cross-platform aspect. Right, so I'm not giving wrong info. Is the engine still in development or is it done? Just the game, the engine. The engine, okay, it's like 90... Okay. This is a little more... The engine, in terms of what? In terms of Elysian Shadows, right? The engine is going to power ES, and it's also going to be a cross-platform general-purpose engine. Obviously, there needs to be, like for example, the tiles need to be configurable to not just work on ES. Like, there are things like that I haven't gone and done yet that will need to be done. Like small things that need to be done before I can release it as 100% done to the public. Shit like that is not done. But in terms of what we need to finish Elysian Shadows and the feature set to power the game, it's like 95% done, and the rest of it is the point of being able to make your own engine is it can evolve with the game. As we see, like, oh, this logic would be better off in the engine. This logic is important, and we keep duplicating. It should be written in C++ for performance reasons or for just software architectural reasons. We do that. So I don't ever want to say until ES is 100% done that the engine is 100% as far as the game goes, because that's silly, you know what I mean? Even if you finish a front end and you're only working on the back end, like, unless it's fucking solidified or from another team, you'll still sometimes make changes, But for the most part, the engine is fucking done. For the most part, the toolkit is done too. Maybe a little bit less done than the engine, if that makes sense. But in terms of releasing it to you guys, it could be released right now to make a game. That game would have to be a little more ESC than I would want, Because there are some general purpose things that I didn't want to spend time, like, something should be configurable, but right now it's like hard-coded with a pound define, when it should have been like a text entry field, for like the sizes of fucking tiles, or for like hard-coding resolution, shit like that, you know what I mean? So it's not a simple question to answer, if that makes sense. Can you update this? What's that?
Check that shit out.
Thank you, Rich Lowe. I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. Can you update the disc? By the way, 37 fucking people watching the stream. Which number are you looking at? Did you add up for all three of them? And either fucking way, that's not that bad. I'm excited. Fucking 37, dude. Are you fucking kidding me?
37.
After Twitch fucked all this shit up, that's not that bad. Let's see. Oh, fuck. Can you... Okay. Psych Boy is not here, but apparently the Discord link on the EVMU site is invalid. I guess it fucking... I guess it expired. Let me do that right now before I forget. I'm gonna message him so you can fucking see that I'm doing it. Bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
Charles's idea.
Who said that?
Charles on YouTube.
That's not a bad. And it makes sense for us because we kind of have like a sci-fi, more scientific theme going.
That's actually that's a good job, Charles.
Dude. What the fuck?
Are you looking at the YouTube channel?
Name? I can put you in like the special thanks or something. What Charles? Charles, what's your name? And you paid me fucking money to say that?
Yeah.
Charles, give me like a name. Charles who?
Charles is that's just it.
I'm trying to remember every time someone like this offers some little tidbit. Like I want to have a gigantic fucking special thanks in the rolling credits.
Rusty Cock.
Oh, but real
What
quick,
did-
yo, dude, the Discord link on the PVMU site is expired. People are.
Oh, Charles
all hear
Duncan.
me?
Okay. Charles Duncan.
Charles Duncan.
That
D-U-N-C-A-N.
is dude, that is a really... Also, we're doing something not that far away from that with how we are doing echo levels. That even makes even more sense, dude. Our echo levels, instead of being like, oh, you're class A, class B, it's actually in decibels because it's a fucking echo, you know, like this audio levels. That's fucking cool. That's fucking cool. Sorry, I'm a little behind on the questions. Let's see. Physics, Vega, any answer to that? Excited to see you guys. Thank you, Richard Lowe. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay. YouTube hiccup, sorry. Can you quickly show how you used your Lewis script in ESTK? Yeah. How quickly will that be, though? I'm not sure if I have shit building and stuff. Literally, it's basically drag and drop. If I have a build up. I can't build it now because Jacob has broken the build, so I have to see what the last Dropbox build was, which might be a piece of shit, but we'll find out. Oh shit, I'm in the VMU. ES Toolkit. Shit. Alright, let me see. This might shit itself, but it's okay. No. Oh, hey, and there's the fucked up normals. Okay. Alright. Julian, does he have any other? Okay. What it is I have, fucking God, dude. Patrick needs to fix those fucking normals. Okay, so these are fucked. Don't worry about it. This is an old build where the vertex order and shit changed, so this build doesn't look right. Okay, so I've selected Julian, and if you look right here, these are the behaviors. So these are the different scripts that are currently attached to him. This is one of the broken ones right now. The fact it's red, that means there's an error with that script. Basically, what you'll do is this is your project view, right? Ours is organized so that we have scripts in here, and that's another thing. When the engine is general purpose, you don't have to organize your project in the same folder layout as we have to, you know, which I think is honestly the best layout. But I don't want to enforce shit like that. So that's another thing that will be completely generic that isn't generic right now. So anyway, you would drag and drop a behavior script onto behaviors right here, and it will go from 2 items to 3 items, you know, and then you have that script attached. And you can double click on a behavior. Let me find a good one, and it should open up in your favorite text editor like this. And ooh, I hate this fucking shit. And basically, it looks pretty similar to Unity. So you have, you know, like on create, on update. Let's see. This, for example, is one of the powerful ones that we have. That's very specific to our engine. On combat, receive status modifier. So this is what is sent to you when someone is trying to apply some kind of status modifier to you. Whether, so for example, if it's sending me HP, it can be a positive, which means someone's trying to cure you, or it can be a negative, which means someone's trying to damage you. And right here is where, not within the engine, but within Lewis scripting, so we keep it all like super generic, how we handle factor defense, their equipment, their current job level, their proficiency levels, and all that shit. And that's kind of like a design philosophy we've tried to keep most of the combat engine very versatile, and so that we can easily like, oh, I don't like the way this feels, you know, and change it in Lua without the engine. But here's another one. On combat, target collision enter. This would be something like a collidable that damages you. If I shoot a gun or a ranged weapon like a fireball, that fireball is going to be a collidable, and it's also going to be an entity that deals combat collision. So this is when you are hit by something like a fireball or like a fucking gun or something like that. Does that make sense? So it has all the standard Unity triggers and then more. So that's how it works. Basically, you create your script or behavior here, you put it in your asset folder here, and then you drag it and drop it onto behaviors, and it matches it.
How does the input system work in your engine?
Inputs, oh, fucking fantastically.
Is it events or in update? Like
you can do both, but it's events. Let me show you.
That's good. That's good.
I'm very happy.
Unity took like 10 years, like to get the events instead of just putting them in. Like Unity, the new version 2018, like the latest version,
Yeah.
got an event system for the input.
Wait, bro, are you
Like in the
fucking
past.
kidding me? Wow, dude, that's
Yeah.
really fucked up. That's really important. That's
know.
dude, you know why they did it? Probably because of all the new UI shit they're doing. Because a UI, it's very important that you have events like that. Because you could have a foreground UI that's like, you know, doing an on-mouse accept, and you don't want it to go trickle down to the background. That's why we have to definitely have event systems. But our input system is extremely powerful here. So you can see we have like port mappings, all that kind of shit. Look at all these devices. Controller, visual memory unit, rumble device, keyboard, mouse, touch display, power supply. You can compile the engine with or without sensors enabled for like accelerometer, gyroscope, altimeter, pedometer, and scale for like Wii Fit scale or something. You can save out like when someone wants to remap the input or anything like that. There's a lot of cool shit like virtual. Let me go to controller, like virtual D-pad and stuff like that. That's here. For example, here's the controller API. Here's events. So you can, on update, you can go get input or engine.get input system.get controller and pass it a controller slot index. Or you can register for these events. These are custom events in the event system, the event handler list. So on controller button press event, on controller button release event, on controller analog event, on controller trigger event. Obviously, this is the preferred method because event driven is moving the slow logic out of on update. You know what I mean? That's how an engine should be written well architecturally.
Yes.
And it simplifies, especially for UI. That's really, really fucking important. But, you know, if you're already in on input, or maybe you're in the controller and need to grab someone else's controller, you can do whatever the fuck you want, you know. But you should prefer the event-driven mechanism.
Well, it's good for debugging. The one in that you can write an update instead of a list for the events to check like a function or something.
Right.
But like, yeah, generally, performance is events input.
Cody Kaiser. Yeah, dude, we've actually always used project management shit. Well, I mean, the problem is, like, you can't enforce it because I'm not fucking paying anyone right now. Was sir, enforcing it obviously didn't fucking work. But, so basically, you know, it's like when people have time or when I fucking bitch at them hard enough, I can't really show you, can I, without showing you the address bar? God damn it. We use GitLab. That's what we use. Let me see if I can, like, not fucking give away our private server URL. And we use GitLab and we use milestones, which, you know, every time, that's where we put like bug requests and all that shit. We even have a widget in the toolkit where if the toolkit crashes, it comes up, oh, we detected something fucked up. Do you want to submit this to the GitLab? So that's where we take tickets. That's where we take feature requests, you know, when anyone needs anything, we have milestones. Okay, I guess I can show you real quick. So like this is our current milestone, you know, like spine component need to be able to tint. That's a in-flight ESTK feature someone wants. Adjust background auxiliary aug track from selection view, because right now you have to do it from. Right now you can't do them individually from selection view. Let's see, VMU doc widget. Oh, that's already done. Fuck, that needs to be updated.
Oh, dude, don't hover over links.
Oh shit, whatever. Raise, resurrect, spell. But anyway, you get the point. Yeah, we're pretty good about that, and especially now that libgyro is being shared and like used, and so is Elysian VMU with everyone using my shit. It's really important that we have a centralized like bug reporting system. Otherwise, like, you know, I'm not gonna fucking remember if you just message me, dude, your shit's fucked up. So that's how we do that. Old
That's cool.
OpenGL fixed function is still supported. I believe you mentioned that ES Magic is heavily tied to science about scientific spells for free fixes. Yes, that is a fantastic motherfucking idea, Charles. I love you. Also, the engine will be given to people who buy... If you bought this fucking game, and we were late, which obviously we fucking were, you get the fucking toolkit for free. Like, no buts. We're going to make this fucking right. You get the fucking toolkit for free. If you already bought this game, do not fucking worry about it, okay? We're going to make right the fact that we're late. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be taken care of. You get the engine for free. All the shit you're seeing, it's yours. That's
Except
the least we can do.
The computer.
I can't believe the guy spent $30+ to troll. Me neither, considering like he was being nice like the last fucking 4 streams. I thought he was like cool and our friend. I would have like supported that guy and his work, but fuck. What did you say about not using Stack Overflow? Yeah, so Mr. Rusty Cock. The problem I see. So first of all, Stack Overflow is a great resource, right? This is by far a minority of people, but something I'm noticing in increasing amounts on Stack Overflow is that when you ask, especially in the C++ arena, when you ask a low-level question
question shaming.
Yes, question shaming. Is it more efficient to use like this or this? Or like so many times I'll see the number one accepted answer is, what the fuck? It doesn't matter. You should not be. This is premature optimization. You should not even be asking questions about this low-level thing. And it's disgusting. Or the one, like I said, about Linux enabling real-time scheduling. First of all, that can be very, very useful. In graduate school, I had a project trying to push bits over Ethernet port as fast as humanly possible. And that's all this embedded microcontroller needs to do, okay? There's an OS on here that I only give a fuck about one process. Yes, real-time scheduling is literally made for that. But, like, you look up on Stack Overflow, at least the one I saw, how do you enable real-time scheduling? It's a bunch of Linux fucking neck-bearded assholes shaming people. Why would you ever want to do that? Don't ever fucking do that. Like, oh, you're a fucking idiot for even wanting to do that. I mean, that's bullshit. You're not answering the question, and you're shaming someone for wanting to learn more. Even if they literally never wanted to do that, they still want to learn that fucking answer. I think that's fucked up. I think that encourages anti-intellectualism, and yeah, I'm bitching about the minority, but it's starting to be something that I'm seeing a lot more, especially with lower level languages like C and C++, and I think it's like terrible. I think it's absolutely
terrible. And in higher levels like in C# and other even C++ in game development, like you can see a lot of people a lot of questions that are really basics, and there is no higher level stuff and that are missing from Stack Overflow that I can notice lately.
That's also pretty common on like things like JavaScript, C# or blah blah blah. Yeah. Like JavaScript less much, but like if you ask, like, you know, I want to know how this works behind the scene. Like I want to dig a little deeper into how this actually works, and then you got that to where it's like, well. We don't know, so we're just gonna shame you.
Damn, this one I didn't saw yet.
All right, let's see.
But yeah, not so much in JavaScript, but like C#, yeah,
right,
for sure.
Okay, moving along. Hey Falco, I joined a game project, contribute 5 to 10 hours a week. Nice, but I already work full time at a game studio. Sounds familiar. I also need to get off my fat ass and go to the gym. What's your schedule? That's a fantastic question. So, I wake up way the fuck too late, at like 9 or 10. I go to work. When I'm at work, obviously I do my fucking job. After work and like around dinner time, I work on like ES or whatever the fuck I work on, or maybe play a little bit of games, whatever the fuck I do to wind down. I actually hit the gym at 10 p.m. to midnight. That's my favorite time. When I go there, there's fucking nobody there. Nobody at the fucking gym. I get every machine to myself. I don't have to wait in line. I go to the gym at 10. I like give it my all. I feel fantastic. Then I go lay in the sauna for 15 minutes, just like, ugh. And then I go home and go directly to sleep. And that's how I fall asleep every night. It's fantastic.
Wait, when you wake up?
Like 9 or 10 a.m.
Oh, so you're like sleeping 9 to 10 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
for a second you were sleeping
like
6 hours.
And like, I have to sleep a shitload.
No, I get like 5 hours a night. It's
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous.
Oh, that's interesting. You said something like about a new diet, but like in another way, how do you eat like when you at work though?
Oh, I don't.
Because it's like.
Wait, no. At work, okay. I remember I starve or I calorie restrict 14 hours every day. Or no, 16 hours. Basically, from midnight to 4 p.m. at work, I don't eat anything. And then at work, usually I'll go grab like, at 4 p.m., I'll go grab my 4 p.m. meal at like, I usually eat it from like a fucking, I'm such a hipster, from a local fucking, farmer's market. I'll like go grab some like really healthy like shit with like meat and fucking vegetables.
I don't recommend fasting.
But show
That's
up, Lauren.
interesting that the
But
company
then
is allowing you.
at 4 p.m., like, it's on. I fucking eat like a motherfucker until I go to the gym, then go to bed. Like, I definitely eat more calories like that than I did otherwise.
So your lunch is pretty much at 4. How the hell
Yes.
you got like? That's like breaking the schedule in your
That's gotta
company,
be pretty
probably.
tough.
Yeah, oh, they don't give a
Yeah,
shit.
it's
My company doesn't
They-
care. We can show up whenever,
no.
we can leave whenever, we can take lunch whenever. As long as we get 8 hours a day, they don't give a shit.
that's
AMD's
nice,
very
that's
lenient
nice.
like that. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I'm a late night weightlifter. Like tonight, I'm going in. What is it, like 8? I'm going to the gym in 2 hours.
I
So
go early
that's the
for
way.
me.
All right, we're just gonna shut up. Like, we'll see. Lauren doesn't like to go that late, but like, she doesn't like to go anyway.
Oh, I'm pregnant, asshole.
Oh my god, woman! I'm trying to stream.
You're annoying.
Fuck off. All right, Magnus. So the collision would be detected in Lua. Okay, yes and no. So back to the on collision enter shit. So I think I know what you're saying. So, okay, but to be technical about it, the collision is physically detected inside of the engine for on-combat target collision error. The whole point is you're not detecting in Lua, because that's slow, that's the hard part. It's detecting in the engine, and once it's detected, Lua is getting notified. It's firing an event to Lua for, okay, this has already occurred, what do you want to do now it's occurred? You know what I mean? You're never, like, on update being like, oh, if body 1 collides with body 2, you know? You can tag, like, you know, I give a fuck about this body colliding in this body, you know? And the engine is checking for that for you. So that's basically how you do it. Sorry, I haven't been keeping up with your game for a while. Are you planning on having the engine support the Nintendo Switch? So that is a great question, dude. So basically what I've said is right now we are freezing what the engine supports as far as first-party support until the game comes out. But some dudes are already fucking porting it to the PSP and to the web. And if they want to do that, like, fuck yeah, okay, I'll release the game on it. But I don't want to piss more people off by spending time with more ports, even though that is not what's causing us to be late. What we're going to do is after the game is released, we get some revenue back, then easily 100% could do like another round of releases on the Switch, on the PS4, whatever. So that will most likely, unless someone came to us with a dev kit right now and was willing to do that work for us, that will come after the initial release of the game. But yes, absolutely, we want to do that. And the engine was written with that in mind, libgyro, that you can easily move platform to platform, and we've had people demonstrate that within the last couple months. Are you worried about someone hacking GitLab? Yeah, exactly. It's a locally hosted GitLab. I mean, right under my desk, this is the fucking server that I'm accessing. I don't want people to know about it. I do host my own. Yeah.
I hope you set
That
a
doesn't
backup though.
explain why he doesn't want to show the URL. How does that not explain it? I don't want people knowing where my fucking personal computer that houses all of Elysian Shadows and all of our work is located on the internet. Does that not make sense? What about
That
someone
makes
who
complete
hasn't
sense.
donated to Kickstarter? How would they go about? If you haven't donated to Kickstarter, you go to our website and you can purchase with PayPal. I need to fucking stop. Right now, since we're still late, if you purchase on PayPal, you still get the fucking toolkit just like the people on the Kickstarter. I need to, like, someday I need to, like, put an end to that. And okay, now you have to purchase them both. But we're fucking late right now, so right now I'm just fine. We're late. You know, it's still pre-orders. But after the game's out, we're going to stop that. Falco, I am a friend of yours, and I feel that I took my trolling too far. It started out as a simple question, then it got out of hand. I'm really sorry. I really am. That's okay. I accept your apology.
So who is it?
I really appreciate it, man. Like, we're good. I promise we're good. Thank you so much. It means a lot that you appreciate it. Or that you apologize. Most people in the world cannot do that.
It's a secret person you know.
I'm going to buy your game when it's out. It's awesome. I know you don't give a shit about the money. I don't think you're a charity or anything. You seem like a person I want to be. I'm just immature at times. You put me on my plate. It's alright, man. It's good. There's no hard feelings at all. I understand. I completely understand, dude. I really appreciate that, man. I really do. Means a lot. We're good. I promise you we're good. Don't worry about it. Have you ever tried Soylent?
Yes.
Yes. There's a guy at my work who's like all about the Soylent, and so first of all, I'm a fat fuck. I don't just drink Soylent like as a meal replacer. I fucking eat a meal and then drink Soylent on top of it, cause that's how many calories I fucking take in, and I love it. Yeah, Soylent's great. Yeah, I liked it. I got a box of my own the other day, not too long ago, but then I forgot to buy more. But I really like it, and now they have like some coffee fucking Soylent with like that has caffeine in it, and like that's awesome. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. So yeah, I like Soylent. It's good. I've never so I'm not one of those guys who's replaced every fucking meal with Soylent. You know what I mean? So I can't tell you like in place of food, you know, how well it works. But yeah, I've definitely replaced every meal. Yeah, no problem, Magnus. Does that explain to who else asked about that? Caleb Boylan, does that make sense to you? Why we don't want to Falco? I meant you running your own doesn't explain why you want to show your unless you're. Oh yeah, no, I am worried about getting hacked. Like I'm. GitLab has So GitLab has vulnerabilities, and Linux itself has vulnerabilities. You know, so there are all kinds of horrible fucking things people can do if they knew that URL. So just knowing that URL, they could ping my server so hard and so many fucking times that even if they couldn't get in it, they could like make it unusable for us as game developers. You know what I mean? Like we can't check into our own server because it's fucking like dying, like trying to dish out like web server requests. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. People are fucked up. They'll do it. They'll totally do it. I mean, you guys have seen how much people hate me. They will do it. The coffee one is good, better than the normal one, but there's so much caffeine. I know, dude. I fucking love it. I know. Does that make sense? Oh, shit. To create game builds as PE and ELF binaries, was there any library used, or did you have to code the entire file formats yourself? What's PE? The only ELF binary we have is for Dreamcast.
Careful.
Right now, what is this for? So right now it's on the only Linux build we have now. I'm only building one right now while we're in development. Is for Debian, you know, so it's just like a .bin, and it's just automatically compiled to that by GCC. So I didn't do anything fancy for that. Maybe I'm not doing something as hardcore as you think. Obviously, when the game comes out, we will release binaries for every fucking flavor of Linux I can get it compiling on. But right now, it's just on Debian, Ubuntu, like those derivatives. If you need music for any game you guys develop, I'll do it for free so I can build my portfolio. First of fucking all. I don't know that we will, cause that's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. So first of all, let me follow you. But so Jeremy does music right now. If he ever like wants to quit or something or needs help, I'll let him know and all that. But that's fucking awesome, man. We'll keep that in mind. I'm definitely following you now. Portable executable to Windows. Oh, dude, on Windows it's an exe right now. Shouldn't you be able to make one Linux binary and package that for different distros? I thought you had to. Honestly, I'm not like a huge Linux developer. I thought you had to compile it for each like a Debian executable wouldn't run on, you know, other flavors. You know what I mean? Like you compile for Debian, it's only the children flavors that can run it. You know, I thought I would have to release a bunch of different binaries. I mean, one Debian. What the fuck, furball? That Debian one, you know, you have to get the shared libraries for Ubuntu or for Debian or whatever Debian-based builds you need, but it supports those. But maybe I'm misunderstanding because I've never really released a huge cross-platform thing on Linux. So maybe I'm not correctly understanding that. But that's what I thought we'd have to do, and we'll totally release like 50 different builds for whatever versions of Linux we have to have. I know that each build can support like the flavors that are descendant from it, but I thought they, you know, parallel branches couldn't be supported. Yeah, talking about game builds, not engine builds. Yeah, no, game builds are for Linux. It's a binary with an install script that's grabbing all of it's a binary that's supported by your flavor, and then it has to grab the development libraries, or no, the runtime libraries for your exact distribution or version of Ubuntu, whatever. So it'll be a binary with like a install script. Yeah, I don't know why I've always been way stronger weightlifting at night compared to weightlifting in the day. But yeah. And that's for dynamically linked libraries, by the way. All right, guys, it's been like 3 hours. I'm about to have to go get some caffeine or something. I'm about to fucking pass out. You guys have any more questions? Hey, thanks so much for the stream. In and out, we're good, man. Don't worry about it. Like, yeah, we're good. Don't worry about it. So this is a good stream. Like, we only had one hater, and he's not a hater. He's a good guy, so we're good. We're good. How long have you been developing? Probably, like, overall time developing, I started when I was... I started developing in general when I was 13. I started C++ when I was 14. I'm 29 now, so that's like 15, 16 years. Developing Elysian Shadows itself, that's a bloated number because when I first started, I wasn't even aiming to create this kind of game. I wasn't aiming to create an engine, a toolkit. So that's like 10 years, but that's not really fair. That was like 10 years ago. I was a kid like, hey, I want to make a game someday. To like becoming a real fucking like industry level game developer, making a cross-platform engine and shit. And like the game that we were going to release then that I wanted to make is nowhere even remotely the same kind of game I'm making now. You know what I mean? So it really evolved. How many of the backers have stuck around? A fuckload of them have. Dude, a fucking lot, man. Go look at our latest Adventures in Game Development, Chapter 36. I don't know. I can't tell you a percentage. You know what I mean? And also, I don't... You know, you don't want to shame people, like, how many of you bought our game, you know what I mean? So we have a whole lot of fucking people supporting us, like a whole fuckload. I don't want to have to be like, hey, how many of you bought our game? You know, make people feel shit, you know? But I get messages from backers all the fucking time. You guys are late as fuck. I don't care. I know this game will be worth it. All the fucking time. Most of the people who backed for large amounts of money, that's the kind of shit they say to us. And they know it'll be worth it, and I appreciate that. Not all of them, of course. A lot of them hate us, but that's okay. Because one day they won't hate us when the game's done. Any other questions? Yeah. Alright, guys. I'm going to have to pass out. Thanks for coming. Hopefully next weekend, by the way, I'll be starting some new YouTube content as well as starting on the new Adventures in Game Development too. Hopefully I won't be sick as fuck, and I'll have my new HD camera. All right, guys, peace.
See ya.
Later, dude.
Later.